This is going to be a quick review on The Crow 2024, the reboot of the franchise. So the first half of this review is going to be non-spoiler. Then I'm going to get into spoilers and give you fair warning. Just saw it tonight. Let's get into this. Alright, so for the non-spoiler section, I'm going to start off by saying flat out I enjoyed the original more. The original film had a magic to it. Brandon Lee's performance shall be unparalleled forever. That was lightning in a bottle, and he was born to play the Crow. Rest in peace, Brandon Lee. Absolute legend. Continuing. So the main gripe I had with the film, the 2024 version, no fault of Bill Skarsgård at all. I think he's a great actor. I really like him as an actor. I think he does awesome in whatever he does. I didn't think that his love interest in the film was proper casting. Didn't really care for that actress too much. But the main gripe of the film is that it dragged a bit. There was like a lot of build up, unnecessary build up. But when it got to the meat and potatoes of the film, specifically the action, it was violent. It was very violent. It was a hard R. That I loved because the source material is dark, it's gritty, it's violent. The original Crow film kind of captured that, but this one is like way more violent. And obviously with updated special effects, this is not really a spoiler. I mean, everybody knows that the Crow regenerates. So everything's going to look better in that aspect. The abilities of the Crow character, as well as the blood and the gore. But overall, I like the film. I saw some bad reviews for it. People were like going hard on this movie. And it's not a shocker because the original film's so beloved. But I didn't think it was that bad, honestly. What would I grade it? A letter grade? I'm going to say maybe like a C+ is fair. Maybe a B. If you go into the movie with the proper mindset, you're going to enjoy it more. Try not to think about the original. Try not to compare Brandon Lee's performance because there will never be a comparison to that. Don't think of this movie as an action movie. The Crow film, it's a love story mixed like with supernatural elements, violence, and action. So let's stop talking so vague. Let's like kind of get into the film a little bit. So this is officially the spoiler section, minor spoilers. All right, here we go, guys. You're warned. So one scene that was awesome, but at the same time, I hated what they did with it, music-wise, score-wise, was the opera scene. When he's just like going through all the henchmen and you had that play/opera going on in the background. Didn't care for it playing in the background. I don't think it fit the scene. I think what would have fit better, maybe like some dark synth, something along those lines to match the tone of the Crow. Yeah, I think they dropped the ball with that. I think it took away from that whole action sequence and segment. The regenerative ability of the Crow pretty cool. Like I touched on earlier with the special effects, you know, being updated, more advanced. I really like how he's still scarred and he healed kind of like, quote, realistically. You saw scar tissue. And like the fibers like mending. I thought that was awesome. When he got pushed out of the car and he broke his leg, I felt like those special effects were like a little bit iffy of the bone. Overall, the special effects were good. There was some great visuals, like with him walking through the city, the Crow flying around him. Classic Crow stuff right there. Great. Bill Skarsgård, like I said, really enjoyed his performance. I think he knew that he couldn't be Brandon Lee, so he just brought what he brings to the table. And I think that was a smart choice. Initially, I didn't like his look when I saw his look in the trailers and the promotional stills, but it kind of grew on me as I was watching the movie. I think it worked. I was calling him the reggaeton Crow, Jared Leto Joker Crow. But like I said, once I was into the film and I saw him doing his Crow thing, it worked. Some people may not like this. I like how he didn't use like white face paint. He just smeared like tattoo ink on his face. That worked for me. That was different. I thought adding supernatural elements, like the guy who made a deal with the devil, his abilities, the mystery with that character, that was great. Nice little twist. Of course, directors have to put their own little spin on things. Otherwise, you're just regurgitating previous concepts, and that's boring. As long as you do it well and you don't stray too far from the source material. The love interest of the movie, didn't care for her at all. I don't think she was right for the role, but that's just me. Too much build up, dragged a bit. It's like an hour in and you're still waiting to see Crow stuff. But once it got to things, you know, you do enjoy it. I felt like that Neither World, that limbo realm, I felt like that was done well. Purgatory. It seems like they're going to set things up for a sequel. I heard somebody say something about like franchise potential, but it already depends on how well this movie does. Hopefully it makes its money and they do push a sequel or two. I wouldn't be mad at it. Like I said, overall, I enjoyed it. Touching a little bit on Bill Skarsgård's Crow. At first, I mean, like, I wasn't really feeling the performance because Brandon Lee, even though he was confused, that Eric Draven coming back, there still were like these intrinsic abilities that he had, like this understanding and knowing. And like, I didn't feel that with Bill Skarsgård's Crow initially. But I like how like at one point in the movie when he basically failed his mission, he wanted a second chance to get vengeance. And that's like where he actually became the Crow. And you saw like a difference in the character. In hindsight, like I appreciate that evolution of the character, I guess. So wrapping up this quick review. Yeah, I think letter grade, maybe C+. I did enjoy the film. I think you have to go in with a proper mindset. Letter grade's going to be like C+. As I said before, possibly B. I recommend this for a hardcore Crow fan, definitely. I thought it was the best sequel. If you're a casual viewer, moviegoer, I think it's worth a watch, but you got to go in with the right mindset. It's like just sit back and enjoy it for what it is. But guys, that's going to wrap up this short review on The Crow 2024. Hope you guys enjoyed the rant. If you did, hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Until then, take care.